Hey, so we did a focus dive into the Ocean Personality Method, spending 6 videos on 5 traits, and now you have a rough map of who you are. But here's the real question. What do you actually do with this? There are 2 layers worth exploring. The first is self-awareness. Your results are not a verdict, they're a mirror. You can see where your natural strengths live, where your friction points are, why certain situations drain you and others light you up. And just having language for that is more powerful than it sounds. Most people spend years wondering why they are the way they are. You just got a shortcut. The second layer is the one that might sting a little. Relationships. Everyone wants to know why they click with certain people and clash with others. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of our relationship choices aren't as conscious as we like to believe. We're attracted to what feels familiar, even when familiar isn't good for us. We repeat patterns. We pick the same person with a different face, and we wonder why. Your ocean profile can start to answer that. Because most recurring conflict in romantic relationships, friendships, family, work, isn't really about the argument you're having. It's about 2 people operating from completely different trait profiles without realizing it. One person needs to process out loud, the other needs silence. One leads with trust, the other leads with skepticism. One is still replaying the argument 3 days later, while the other moved on in 20 minutes. Nobody is wrong, but without awareness, everybody suffers. And then there's the opposites attract question, because you're asking it, I know you are. Here's the real answer. Opposites attract in the short term, because difference is interesting. But over time, similarity in the traits that govern your daily life and emotional regulation matters more, maybe more than you think. If one of you is highly conscientious and future-focused, and the other is spontaneous and lives for right now, that's not quirky and cute forever. That's a slow grind. And 2 people, both high in neuroticism, feeding each other's anxiety, that's not a relationship, that's a lightning storm. So what do you do with all of this? Start with yourself first. Own your profile. High neuroticism means you might be the feedback loop in your relationships. Low agreeableness means you might be the wall people keep running into. That's not an insult, that's information. And information is the only thing that actually gives you a choice. And remember, we evolve. We cannot change others, but we can change ourselves when it is in our best interest to do so. Because once you see yourself clearly, you can start seeing other people more clearly too. The difficult coworker makes more sense. The family member you've never quite understood becomes a little more readable. And your partner, or your next partner, you can ask better questions earlier, instead of figuring it out 2 years in. That's what this whole exercise was really for. And that's a real thing. That's all I got for you today. Just this nugget along the way.